16, it'll be like this. Kev, we're good.
Understand. That's some new shit right there, boy. I got winded, dude.
Did you?
Yeah, I got winded right there.
You're getting old.
We're rocking them Ducos.
Rocking the Ducos.
What's up, man? This is a special episode, dude.
A Saturday special.
Saturday
In the park.
in the park. Wish it was the 4th of July. That's right. That's Chicago, dude.
Is it?
Peter Cetera from Chicago?
I don't know.
Yeah, we tear one up this morning.
Do a little early weekend special.
I can hear myself breathing, dude.
Sounds tight. You could hear. Can you hear my heart?
Go.
He's all, no, you ain't got one.
Like Patrick Swayze and goes, go. R.I.P. Patrick Swayze.
Send your fucking weekly what's up.
What ups? Say what's up. So I'm gonna start with this guy, man. Jamar Little. This
Hey,
dude.
Frage, why don't you start with that guy?
It's a door-to-door salesman for Vista Energy. So he comes up to the door. He doesn't know I work for PG&E. We start rapping and stuff. And dude's a big dude. I mean, like when I gave him a shirt, he's a 4X. So that's how big of a dude he is.
Okay.
But it made me think, man, there's a bunch of people that go out there and hustle every day, dude, doing that door-to-door shit. And probably 95% of the time, it's just no, right in your face, fucking, you know what I mean? No.
Hey, you got to give them credit. They're out there fucking trying, hustling.
I mean, they're hustling, man. That's a different way of making a living,
They're
dude.
not online complaining about the ICW.
They got dead arms. Well, what's up to Brian Lent? What's up to Katie Ogrodnik? What's up to Matt Siegelkoff? What's up to Matty Ortega? What's up to my man John Delaney, who got his shirt and his stickers this week?
Sweet.
Also, Julius Brown got his shirt and stickers.
Sweet.
Christopher Whittemore. What's up to Johnny Blue?
Johnny Blue.
Kevin Bull Baroni. And my man Frank Maffey. And then our special shout out this week goes to a guy that ooh, that was a turn. This guy was a 1997 through 2001. What is that? 5 years, dude?
I guess you're doing the math.
Paintball regional champ. Works at Kelly Moore. His cousin had 5 touchdowns and Roland had 5 touchdowns in high school. His brother is the president and CEO of Kelly Moore. Of course, we're talking about Craig Skinner. What's up, Craig? So what do you got, man?
The Mental Show. We're going to call this the Mental Show.
Oh, we got the new shirts this week, dude.
Motherfuckers.
And we're working on, we got a website coming up, right?
We're trying to get the website up so you can go online and buy shirts directly from the website.
That's what I'm saying, dude, because I've been sending free shirts out to people that do good shit for us.
Right.
But that shit on the average is costing me about $35 to send a shirt out, dude. So I'm going to put that cost on you guys. If you want a shirt, then you can buy it.
With no profit.
Yeah, and we'll throw 2 stickers in for free.
What do we got? What do we got this week, Kevin? Calvin Frazier?
You know what, man? We'll save that one for the end. So let's do the 10%, dude.
The 10%. We were talking this morning, about the 10% of fucking crazies.
And no, the loudest people.
The loudest. I would say crazies, but...
Oh, yeah. They can go crazy, too.
You actually made a good point. I know we disagree on a lot of shit, but you were saying, like, okay, 40% of the country is Republican, 40% is Democrat, 20% is in the middle, right?
Yeah, or undecided, yeah.
But you're saying, like, the 10% of the... We say liberal, 10% of the loudest.
Like the squad or Antifa or whoever's hanging out on the radical left.
Well, whoever you think is, but they're not doing their party any justice because they're screaming so loud of fucking shit that majority of people don't agree with, especially that 20% moderate.
Yeah,
that they're pushing that 20% more right.
They're pushing them away.
So they're not helping their cause at all by screaming all this fucking, I don't know, you say PC?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know if it's PC. It's kind of radical, some radical ideas.
It's ideas, man. And then like I saw I forget her name, but the 4 members of the squad had this impeachment deal going for Trump, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they showed the crowd, and it's actually like 25 people out there on the lawn. There's 25 people, and all of them have signs and stuff, and it makes it look kind of big. But when they showed the angle of it, there's 25 people, and I'm thinking to myself, like, you got 4 people in Congress, and you only have 25 people show up. Like, what the fuck is that, dude?
I don't know.
We could probably get 25 people if we went to the Walmart parking lot and just started doing crazy shit. We have 25 people show up, dude.
I almost think it was better when nobody knew your political belief and nobody knew what you thought. I think it was a better time, dude. People got along better. I think now it's so polarized, and I don't know. It's just...
Here's what I think is that, because, you know, we're grown up now. We're adults and we're older and shit. But I think the younger crowd, the younger class, that if they're involved or they think they have an idea of politics and stuff, it makes them seem more interesting, or it makes them seem like they're knowledgeable.
Well, it's good to have an opinion about stuff. It's good that you're being engaged. There's nothing wrong with being engaged with the fucking with the country, with your fucking government. There's nothing wrong with being engaged. But the problem is, everybody has an emotional opinion about things. It's just not maybe so an educated opinion about it. And you can have an emotional opinion, but it has to be an emotional opinion. You have to state, this is how I feel. Morally, this is how I feel. Now, when you start getting into fucking percentages and shit, like, I don't know. That's a tough one because I think percentages are all skewed. I mean, you could give me a percentage, and I say
you can charts any way you want. You can make a chart look like
this is fucking 18%, and then I'll go, okay, let me do a little research, and I guarantee you, I'll find something that's opposite of what you believe.
No, you can do that, but like, I'll give you a good one. Like my daughter told me the other day, they ran this banner thing at school, and they're talking about pollution and climate change and stuff like that, right? And what had happened was, Trump called out Newsom for the shit, the urine, the needles that are in San Francisco, right? Mm. All that's going into the gutter and then down into the storm and the water, right? Tell me how that is not that's pollution, dude. You got drugs, you got shit, you got urine, all waste stuff that's going to a freshwater source and bleeds out into the bay, right? So that's pollution, dude.
Okay.
So, you know, the EAP thing. EPA, however, what is EAP? Oh, Employees Assistance Program. That's my drug rehab program. That's that.
He said AA?
Yeah. NRA, whatever it is. I don't know. But, you know, there's a perspective there like this guy's trying to ruin shit. Trump's trying to ruin shit because he's calling in the EPA on this, you know, the shit. And shit, dude, that's a whole different ballgame, man. I mean, pissing, I can see a guy has to piss in the bushes or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. But you shit on a fucking sidewalk, dude. People walking that. I mean, even when you wash the sidewalks off, that shit's going into the gutter, dude. How's that any different than fucking oil or fucking construction waste or something
like that? Be honest, I don't know what the difference is, to be honest with you.
But he's trying to do a good thing, like, hey, clean up your city, but they turn it around and make him a villain out of it. You can go either way with it. You can make him a good guy or a bad guy on it. And it's bullshit, dude. All I'm for is fucking, let's make this a good, safe place to live. You know what I mean? Pollution, I don't think pollution's cool, but you look at India, right? I watched a fucking India movie the other day. Mm-hmm. That river they go to baptize themselves in and forgive their sins and all that kind of shit. They're out there and you see pieces of paper, fucking tires, all kinds of shit rolling by.
That's what I told my son. And we were talking about the environmental shit. And I said, everything's in moderation. I said, you don't want to pollute this fucking world. We got to live in this world. We don't want to pollute it. Now, the world's not going to fucking die off in 10 years because of fucking manufacturing. That doesn't mean we can't put regulation on manufacturing where it just emits any fucking carbon emissions that it wants to the air. We have to try to protect. We don't want to be walking around like China with masks on all the fucking time. Yeah. It's good that we have some environmental protection. It's good that we have fucking land for fucking animals. It's good. That's all good stuff. I think it's good. I said, but there is moderation. We have to have moderation in this. We can't say the world's gonna fucking end in 10 years because of we're using fossil fuel still.
There's some outdated shit though, man. Like they have fucking the ghost shrimp that lives in Dry Creek, right? Mm-hmm. Well, fucking Dry Creek's been fucking dry for fucking 50 years. That shit was written 80 years ago. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You need to clean some of that shit up too, man.
Some of that stuff's worked though. Some of the stuff where animals becoming extinct. Like they saved a lot of animals that I think it was Nixon implemented years ago in the what was it, Environmental Act or whatever, where he saved a lot of fucking animals from going extinct, and it worked. It brought a lot of animals back. There is some stuff that'll help this fucking world, but we have to be moderation. That was like in the schools are teaching the kids whatever whatever their narrative is, whatever that personal teacher's narrative is. That's what the teachers are teaching, and it's fine. I don't care. It's fine because my son came home the other day and he said, "Dad, they said that we evolved from monkeys and that and that's evolution and stuff like that." I'm like, "Hey, we don't believe that. Like, that's not our belief system. Like, if we evolved from monkeys would still be evolving into humans right now."
Yeah, how come monkeys are around if they evolved into humans?
Yeah, when would they would still be evolving right now? I said, we don't believe that. But here's this. They're going to sell you some train of thought. You come home, you ask me about it, we'll talk about it. And we went out to dinner the other night.
Basically, you'll give him the truth.
Well, I'll tell him what I believe and what makes sense to me. And at some point, he's going to become an adult. And he's going to fucking figure some of this shit out on his own. He might not even agree with some of the stuff I taught him. But it's like, he's like, well, Dad, they're teaching us about Muslims, how they're terrorists. I said, son, this is it. They making it way more complicated. I said,
it's the 10% in action again, dude.
They're making it complicated. I said, this is, it's not complicated. Faith, religion, life is not complicated. This is it. Be a good person, treat people well, have empathy, believe in God, and that's it. There's all kinds of rules. You can't drink coffee on Saturday. You have to wear a dress. You got to have your hair up. You got to wear a veil. What all those rules are all nonsense. It's all made up man rules. I said the basic key of life is to treat others how you want to be treated, believe in God, and just live a good life. That's it. It's not complicated. People try to make everything environmental shit, religion.
And they go with the emotional thought process.
It's all they try to make it more complicated. All these rules, regulations.
You really want to help you really want to help somebody. Look at the guy that's got a flat tire or his car's broken down. I fucking pull over, I get out, push that fucking car, help him get out of traffic or whatever. You're really helping somebody when you do that kind of shit. You know what I mean? You're not helping them by giving them $3 a month to the fucking beefy FD club or whatever, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. And you're gonna have good people and you're gonna have bad people. The other day, this guy at AMPM broke down like trying to come in. I fucking jumped out of my car because he's got two baby seats in the back, babies in the back. I jump out. I'm pushing the guy's car. I'm helping him push it, get back into the AMPM. The car pulls up on me and just starts laying on the horn. Some lady, like I'm in their way. I'm like, First of all, this guy's broke down. I'm trying to get him out of the fucking way, and then I get pissed. I'm like, well, fuck it. I get in my truck, and I literally just sit there. I'm just sitting there for a minute. I'm like, fuck you. You should jump out of your car and help push this fucking person.
You should, because I've been that guy that's broke down, man.
I mean, but the world is simple. It's not as complicated as we make it out to be.
No, they do it for attention.
Just do your best, man. Do your best.
They want attention, but the thing is, like I was telling one of my daughters, is the 10% of the people that are very loud make it seem like they're the 80%.
And they do.
Because they're loud. And they push their agenda like... almost every show I watch now has a gay person on it, right? Mm-hmm. Where when we grew up, I can't remember there being gays on TV as like it is now. It's like in every show. And then that gay person in the show usually is really loud and proud about what they're doing about being gay, right? Mm-hmm. Or 80% of the time, this is what it is too. They're gay, but they don't know how to tell somebody else or something. You know, the struggle part of it's there. Same thing with blacks. Like, I'm with Killer Mike. If blacks are 15% of the culture, they need to be represented 15% wise, right? Mm-hmm. Where gays are around 3 to 4% of the culture, that's what they should be represented as. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, anybody you talk to, man, they'll say, oh, yeah, my cousin's gay, my brother's gay, I have an uncle that's gay. It's probably in your family somewhere.
And you know what I noticed, too, is that on TV, it's like they're trying to teach you or your family a lesson.
Yeah.
Instead of you teaching your family a lesson on this. Like, this is why I have kids. Like, I'm going to raise them. So I do kind of watch what my kids watch. Is what my little boy, because he's still he's 12. I still kind of watch what he watches. I'm like, nah, you know what? Don't watch this right now. Because I don't want his whole train of thought to be persuaded by a television show. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want him to be accepted of homosexuals. I want to be acceptive of everybody. But I want me to gradually teach him how to do that. Not like that, like in your face, blunt, in your face TV show. I don't want that to happen. I think, you know, and we were talking about bullies, and I was talking to him about bullies, and I was asking about bullies out of school. He said, we don't really have bullies at our school. They kind of eliminated, a lot of schools eliminate some of that the way they do. The big brother, the upperclassmen will teach the lowerclassmen, and they integrate them.
The other thing is kids don't walk home from school anymore, so you don't have that chance to get into a fight and shit because everybody's parent is picking them up from school, dude.
Yeah, and I told them, I said, this is the thing. I said, you see somebody getting picked on, go over there and try to stick up for them. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you see somebody sitting by themselves, how do you think you would feel? Always put yourself. How do you think you would feel if you're sitting there eating lunch by yourself every day? You'd feel terrible. Go have lunch with that kid.
Some kids are just shy too.
Be that person. Just be that person. And that's what the kind of stuff I think we need to teach our kids at home. We don't need them to see all this shit on TV where they're saying, like, this is what you need to do. Nah, you don't need to teach my kid none of this shit. I'll teach my fucking kid this shit.
Definitely TV education has changed.
And you're right, the 10% is screaming, so it sounds like Democrats. Like I meet a lot of talk people who say they're Democrats. You know, I'm not really into the party thing, but I see a lot of people that are Democrats don't agree with the people that are screaming. I see a lot of Democrats who are NRA members who carry guns.
They're moderates, yeah.
They're moderates.
There are moderates.
They're not the fucking extra, because you'll bring up the extreme people who are, and they said, fucking, they're nuts. Like, I don't agree with them. Like
AOC, man. Like, here's a good example. I came up with this the other day. Like, we have all these rules, right? And I heard somebody say, like, Congress and senators should make minimum wage. That should be their salary, right? Mm-hmm. And I said, oh, that's pretty cool and stuff, but they do have pretty good jobs that fucking demand more of a pay scale. Mm-hmm. But I think if you go to Congress or you're elected to the Senate, part of it should be you don't own or have more than $2 million worth, right? Mm. So then you have more everyday people like us. Like, I got plenty of my friends that
I know what you're saying.
They have $1 million or their house and their 401k is worth $1 million. I have plenty of friends like that, but they're not millionaires.
Right. But I don't know if that's in a capitalist society, in a free society, I don't know if you could regulate it like that.
Well, it's a standard. Like, you have to be 35 to be the president.
I'm for term limits. For like, they can't be in there for fucking life. Like, you can't have
Biden's been in there since 29. He's 29 years old.
Yeah, you can't have Nancy Pelosi
40 years.
Fucking Moscow Mitch. You can't have these fucking people in there forever. Like.
But here's a good one.
They're getting out of touch with reality. They're not in touch with the constituents. There's no fucking way any of these politicians, I'm not talking about the new ones. Like, you might not agree with, like, Mayor Pete, but he's still in touch with the people.
Or AOC, dude. Like, here's a good one you're going to see.
But she is in touch with her where she grew up because she's still young.
But here's the deal. This is what I'm saying with her is, like, she's a bartender, right? Mm-hmm. So she got no money. Mm-hmm. She might have, I don't know, 30,000-40,000 in the bank. I don't know what she's got, but she ain't got millions in the bank. Mm-mm. Let's see where her money's at if she gets to stay where she's at, because I think she's going to get voted out. Her district, she won they only 14% of her district voted. That was it. Mm-hmm. So I think she's going to get voted out. But if she makes it, let's see where she's at in 5 or 6 years, money wise, dude. Mm-hmm. From being a bartender, now she's got $4 or $5 million, worth.
Hey, I bet you can trace that. I don't care if it's Republican or Democrat. Every politician.
I'm not saying.
No, I'm saying. I bet you if you trace from when they started and where they are now, they're way better off, right? And financially.
Okay. So I heard about this guy called the Bagman, and it happened during. I wish it was Jimmy Carter's vice president. He's got a real different name. That's why I can't remember it, but. This guy, when he was governor or mayor of the town or whatever, he used to have a bagman that would show up. Mm-hmm. The bag was full of cash. Well, when he got in the White House, he was still accustomed to doing business that way. So this bagman would show up at the White House with fucking bags of cash and shit, dude. That's how he got the nickname Bagman. But they do that shit. They just don't do it in bags.
Well, what they do is, like, I was listening to Dan Crenshaw on the Rogan show, and he was saying that, he goes, I've never had a lobbyist come up and try to, he goes, the rules are so stringent now that you can't just accept money anymore. He goes, and then Rogan was like, made a good point. He was like, it might not be like that, because I think it's like, what, $1,500 per person?
Yeah, $2,800 when you vote.
Yeah, and then it might be $3,000.
Maybe $2,450.
It might be like $3,000 per company that can give you. It's not, they can't just give you this money, but politicians will go to the private sector afterwards and get these private jobs because they pushed a narrative, laws or something to help these companies. Yeah. So that's where it gets kind of convoluted. I think they're trying to make more stringent laws where they can't be bought so much. But
Well, here's the deal. Like Clinton did it last year. Like his speaking fees just for doing a speech was like $500,000 for a 15-minute speech, right? Mm-hmm. So that's how you do it,
right? No. But how do you can't really stop that? A person gets out of office, they're allowed to do whatever they want. You can't regulate people.
Now, here's where they get fucked is when you see, well, the last 3 speakers we had, they all got paid $8,000 for a 15-minute speech, right? Mm-hmm. But now you have one guy come in, and it's $500,000. That's kind of like, I don't know, man.
But I mean, what do you do? It's a capitalist society.
No, I understand.
You got to get what you can. And I might not agree with it.
They set up rules, but they know how to navigate those rules and get around them.
100%.
I mean,
that's what they're good at.
Like they just said it yesterday on this whole whistleblower deal. They changed the deals on the whistleblower so that you could have secondhand knowledge. Right? That was 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. They changed the rules 2 weeks ago. And what do you know? The fucking impeachment deal happens to deal with secondhand knowledge.
Now, the thing with that, and I didn't follow it too much, but I think, of course, Biden used some leverage for his son. Now, I read the whole article. They said they investigated it. They found no wrongdoing, whatever.
Well, because he fired the prosecutor.
But I think he had leverage. I think Trump tried to use leverage to investigate Biden. I think they all do it. I don't think any of them are innocent of this. I definitely think that Trump was on the hey, can you do me a favor? We cannot just fucking... And I think he did it. I think Biden used leverage to do it for his son. I think everybody... These people are, even if it's Trump and not politician, but they're in high-level business. They use leverage every fucking day. They know the language to use for leverage.
No doubt, but like when you read... I read the whole thing. It's only 5 pages, dude. I don't know if you have read it or seen it.
I read, yeah, some of it.
Well, when he says the favor thing, he's talking about CrowdStrike, and that's something that happened in 2016, you know? It's not like he's saying, hey, I need you to get on Biden's nuts because he might be running against me in the presidential election.
That's why he did it. If Biden was just a politician that agreed with him, this would never came up.
No, because
there's just a specific reason why this happened.
They'd be on the same side, that's why.
Right, and he wouldn't say nothing. It wouldn't even come up. Right,
so they're on the same side.
They're all corrupt, man. Everyone's corrupt, and we act like the Republicans are holier than thou, and the Democrats are. They're all corrupt. I don't understand why people. That's why when people are like, I seen somebody post on your thing on your timeline. You know, I love how you post some stuff and you'll fucking get everybody outraged, right? Yeah, the Democrats are trying to. Dude, the fucking Republicans are doing the same thing. The Democrats are doing the same thing. Stop with fucking, we got to get all our guns together and fight the government. Like, stop with that nonsense. You're part of the problem. Like, if that's your rhetoric, you're part of the fucking problem.
That's the best thing, though, dude, is to throw some bait out there and let people fucking eat on it.
100%.
Because it really does. It gets some people pissed off, and they're like, wah!
Well, let's
well, fuck, you know what I got to say? Fuck the 10%, dude. Fuck the 10%.
What do you want to do? I want to do this real quick. I want to read.
You want to do family mental illness?
I want to do family mental illness. And I'm going to read, and this is verbatim. Okay, my brother posts stuff up all the time.
Weller is not misreading this. He's reading it word for word.
I'm reading it verbatim, so you might sound like I don't know how to read.
This is a past guest, and we're hoping to have him on again.
And this is daily, multiple stuff. Okay, now this is what he says, and this is the problem with.
Poetry by Jason Weller.
Yes. Okay. You do not have to use O'Reilly member just to show me what you can do that. Or put Nora up there. Because you're smart. I need to get kids food. That's it. And then you don't have to pick on the people to show Mr. Weller you're the shit. Your shit showing us has just showed me your shit. And I still have no kids for food. I need it. Pastor, please forgive me, but I think it's the only language that he knows. There's a lot of mental illness in this country right now.
That was word for word?
That was verbatim.
Okay.
Everybody's like, wait, what? Why do you think... Do you think it's social media that's put more light on mental illness? Or do you think this mental illness has always been there and we just haven't paid attention to it?
I think what it was, man, like, well, there was crazy people when we grew up, right? We had Crazy Manuel in town, right? Mm-hmm. We had Rick and Gary.
Yeah,
right?
yep,
I mean,
yep.
we have and these people stay in group homes and stuff.
Okay, but now these people are in public. Now these are regular people.
That's what I'm saying, man. I think there's a lot of undiagnosed mental illness because some of them can hold it together and keep their shit tight for like 10 or 15 minutes. Like if they had a meeting or like he came and did the show, right? Mm-hmm. They can hold it together for that time. But as soon as they get done with the meeting or as soon as they get done with the show, they're fucking talking to themselves. And then all of a sudden they're on fucking Facebook and they're fucking boom, boom, boom. So
why don't you give me one of your Jason Weller quotes?
I'm looking one up right now, man, because I read this one to my wife. I read it to my wife and she's like, shut up. And I said, babe, okay, you read it.
It's just, I don't know. Like I think people, when they say they're not crazy, I think those are the ones that are crazy because they won't even admit they are.
Dude, how come I can't
but I don't know.
Pull up his stuff, dude. All I got is his pictures.
Well, I could read more. I've got 1,000 of them. But I mean, what do you do? Like, okay, Frage. So he's saying bizarre shit, and so what? I mean, I've tried to talk to him before. I've been like, or tried to do different routes of like either kindness or clowning or whatever, and it's like I don't know what else to do to like let him know that it's craziness. Like what you're doing is craziness, and it's like people are like scared to like, or he'll go like we're starving and we're hungry.
He's been reported, right?
I'm sure he has.
Yeah, I mean that's the first thing you can do is report it. I mean, and I've known he's got locked out of Facebook too, dude.
Yes, multiple people have. What is it that pushes people over the edge? I mean,
see, when you're crazy, you don't know you're crazy.
No, right.
I First agree. Of all, you don't know you're crazy when you're crazy, so that's a problem right there. But how to fix it? I don't know. I mean, even medication, what you'll do is just dumb them down or turn them into a fucking...
And then I think isolation is the worst. I think when people isolate themselves, that only makes them crazier. Because when you're, like, he's taken out of the workforce, right?
Yeah.
So now he's not in the workforce. The workforce will kind of normalize you a little bit.
Because you got interaction with other people, other problems,
and you see what's crazy. If you're by yourself all the time and you're in your own head, you don't see what's crazy. And you notice this with a lot of people who are in their bedroom online or don't have works or on government assistance or like they're solitude. So I think that craziness is amplified because all they got is them and their thoughts.
Well, you have nobody to bounce your ideas off of or your language off of. Because to me, it seems like his writing skills, his language and vocabulary is deteriorating. He's not completing sentences. It's like he goes from one thought into the next thought. Boom. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Give us another one, dude.
I'm going to give you another one.
Give us another one.
Since you...
This is an example of family mental illness, but there's mental illness that's going on throughout this country, dude. It's just, it's rampant, and I think that's what the biggest thing on the homeless problem is mental illness. And drug use on top of that don't help, dude. Maybe there is just this one time you get so fucking high, or you do the wrong kind of drugs together, like a combination, and your brain does get fried, dude. Maybe they turn into pumpkin heads, you know what I mean? Like, their fucking brains are fried.
The best part about if you quit hurting Officer Jimenez, then you'll never hear from me again. I'll just ride off and be rich. But for now, I'm going to fight like I never fought before. And all because you are richer and smarter. Jimenez counts no matter how smart, rich you are. What does that mean?
Dude, we're going to have to get him on here to explain it, man. Because I know, to me, when we talked to him, he seemed like he had his game together, and he just had taken, it was like he had dyslexic vocabulary or something.
Okay,
like,
here we go. The homosexuals on my TV were trying to say that they do not writing contracts with officers anymore. So I'm assuming they just do it to the Walmart families because Facebook is exempt, so we say.
That's the one I have my wife read, dude. That's the one. And I said, okay, go ahead and read it out loud. And she read it out loud, and she goes, wow. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. And what I put on there, I put something like, you tell him, Jay, tell him the truth, bro.
But then this is what, they don't get a call a day later and they'll say, hey, what's going on? Not that too much. Hey, I'm going to come over in a couple weeks just to visit. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay, I'll talk to you later. Normal conversation. And I'm like, where is he losing this at? I don't understand. And sometimes I get fearful. I'm like, shit, I hope he don't do something nuts, man, because he's always talking about killing and he's a Marine, and I think he's only was a Marine for what 3 years or something.
Well, he protected the president though. I mean, he had a bunch of missions he couldn't talk to us about.
I'm worried. I'm fucking doing this and saying this because I'm concerned for him.
Dude, don't make this one of those things. If some shit happens, we got to go back and play this fucking tape, dude.
Mental illness is a serious thing in America right now. And I think that's the mass shootings going on. All the mass shootings is all mental fucking illness, dude. Dude,
because I guarantee you this, and this is the one thing in common, right? With every mass shooting, well, basically every shooting, the ones in Chicagoland and Chirac, all that shooting and stuff that's going on there, there isn't one law-abiding citizen that committed one of those crimes.
Well, once you do that, you're not a law-abiding citizen.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Okay.
What I'm saying is true. Not one law-abiding citizen has committed one of these crimes.
Well, of course not.
When you
commit a crime, you're not a law-abiding citizen.
Yeah, so why punish law-abiding citizens, dude?
How they punish law-abiding citizens?
Dude, with the red tape, the bureaucracy, the alienating of certain guns,
fucking guns.
That's what it is, dude. It's a power grab.
I was talking to this guy at work, right? He's a hunter. He's a big time. He's probably got 50 fucking guns.
Yeah.
He's into it. But he's like, we don't need some of these guns. He goes, I know friends that I know that have these guns. He goes, it's all bullshit. He goes, he goes hunting all the time. He's an NRA guy.
Yeah.
He has NRA stickers on the truck. He goes, it's common sense. He goes, it's middle ground too. He's like, he's the typical camouflage hat. He's the typical, and he agrees. He's like, some of this shit is out of control. And he's talking about guns, and I don't know nothing about guns. He's like, nobody needs these fucking automatic, semi-automatic. He's going through these guns, and he's like, nobody fucking needs that. He goes, you go out and you shoot, and he goes, you just wasted all this money and ammo. And what, you got a hard on because you just shot that? He goes, it's silly. He goes, it's silly. He goes, there has to be common sense laws.
Dude, it is fun because I bought that 200 round clip.
I tell him about you and actually show him your post sometimes. I'm like, look at this. Look what he just texted me right here. And they'll just shake their head and they'll be like, what the fuck, dude?
Love it, dude.
But there's no, that's the guns. It's the same thing as religion, as everything else. There's common sense, common ground. It's always extreme. It's like, no, they're going to take all our fucking guns away. No, they're not. Well, they're not. Stop with that.
Here's what the family mental illness shit, though.
They are.
If you have a family member that is showing these signs like this, right? I don't think they should have guns, man.
100% no.
I don't think they should. And that's where the NRA and other people say, well, they have rights. They should be able to have guns. No, there are some people that shouldn't have guns.
100%.
And we need to use common sense.
That's what I said.
Common sense policing, dude. That's what it needs to be.
If a doctor prescribes you Oxycontin, Prozac, any of these fucking mind-shifting drugs, it automatically should go to a database when you go try to get a gun. Now, I understand criminals aren't going through the database. I understand that. But you cannot not do anything. You have to try to do something. So it should go into a list that says, okay, this guy's trying to get a gun. We need to hold off. He don't need a gun, right? Let's do a little bit more homework on this fucking guy. Just like welfare. Just like when people apply for welfare. It can't just be a broad, well, they apply and they fit this description. It has to be a case-by-case fucking scenario.
Well, that's the thing with the homeless thing, man. So I don't know if you remember the episode me and Tito looked up. We were thinking about going homeless for like a week. We're on vacation, right?
Well, that makes sense.
We were just going to go homeless. So we wanted to see all the different things that were available to us. Like we could get a free BART pass, right? Mm-hmm. You could ride the BART up and down, anywhere you want to go, right? Mm-hmm. Free access to all the museums and the art shows, all that kind of shit, which is pretty fucking cool too. Mm-hmm. San Francisco, you get paid $568 a month, right? For being homeless. They're paying you for being homeless.
I don't know the solution for the homeless problem,
so think about it. That's almost $20 a day, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, and then they have certain missions that serve breakfast. They have other missions that serve churches that serve a dinner.
Well, it's just like you said with the crime, with the people who commit crimes are criminals, right? It's just like... It's like people who are homeless have mental issues.
But I think they're rewarding it.
You can't be homeless and not have mental issues. You have to have mental problems to be homeless. It's like when you said you commit a crime, then you're a criminal. I agree.
Yeah.
Because obviously, but if you're homeless, you have a mental problem because there's you don't want to be homeless, and if you do, there's a mental issue there. So I would say the greater portion of homeless people have mental fucking problems. And then here's another thing. You notice there's not a lot of Chinese homeless or Japanese homeless because this is what happens. Their culture takes care of their own people. In our culture, and I looked this up, and it was like 30 some percent Mexican, 30 some percent black, 30 some percent white were homeless, right? And then there was a small percentage of Native Americans, whatever. And what it is these people don't have a family structure where they take care of their own. They're like disregard their people, disregard their families.
Well,
those cultures.
Let me show you.
Those cultures will take in their own people and take care of them.
Well, let me show you because my biological father Donnie went homeless. He decided he was going to become a hobo, right?
Well, there's mental issue there, Frage.
There's part of it, but the big part is drug use, man, or like him, alcoholism. Alcoholism was the big part.
Okay, so if you have alcoholism or drug abuse, you have mental problems.
No, there's a mental issue there. But there are functioning alcoholics. He was a functioning alcoholic for years, right? Mm-hmm. But then there's something that goes on and it clicks finally where they're like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to do whatever the fuck I want to do, and that's it. I don't want to pay bills. Oh, shit, I can't hear, dude. What happened?
You do too much.
You got it?
You're always doing too much. You're moving around.
Oh, there we go. Dude, it sounded like I went deaf, dude. That was bad. I don't want to go there.
Go ahead, on your pops.
So, the family tried, man. I tried myself, his brothers, his sisters has tried, mom and dad tried, everybody tried to help him. A bunch of his friends, tried to help him. And you can't help somebody once... It's like talking to, like I said, you can't explain to somebody they're crazy because they're crazy themselves.
No, and I was telling somebody this when I was saying that about the Chinese and Japanese people that you don't really see a lot of homeless because they take care of their own. I also said, I don't know if I felt my brother was that crazy in my household with my family.
Yeah.
Am I going to put them at risk too? There's another thing right there. Would you want to put your family at risk just to fucking...
Well, that was what over the edge with me was when he had my daughter out on the balcony. She's like, a year old. And he's talking about, what if I dropped her or something like this? I'm like, well, dude, you can't hold the kid anymore. You know what I mean? Like, no. That shouldn't come to your fucking mind when normal people don't think that. Like, what if I throw the baby off the balcony?
Right.
That's not normal, dude. And my wife's family, they have it too. Her Auntie Norma, all the sisters, all the kids lived together, and her Auntie Norma was going out there, dude. And she started to get to the point where she was grabbing knives when she would fight, because they would fist fight and stuff. Mm-hmm. But then she got to the point where she would get knives and try to stab people.
My brother tried to do that when we were younger. Jason tried to do that when we were younger. So and everybody's like, well, what happened to him? Like he was always a little off. Like, he was never always 100% there. Like, I've seen it since I was little. Like, he would throw a beer bottle at me. Like, some of that stuff, that anger, was not normal anger. Like, you didn't always do that when you were kids. Like, I've seen... He started the backyard on fire before. Like, some of that stuff has been creeping over the years, dude. Seriously.
He said it's so normal, dude. He started the backyard on fire.
And what's funny is, I think I got in trouble for that because I wasn't watching it.
Yeah.
It was always somebody else's fault. You know what I mean? I think some of that, too, is you see it when they're younger and you make excuses for them, too.
Dude, my brother, same way. My brother Chad's got mental illness, and he can play the role. He can be normal for a good period of time, but then it comes to that point where he can't. And you get to see who he is. He calls me at 2:30 in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, saying crazy shit, And
it's a perfect storm. And this is what I think about
it is if they have religion on their side, because then that throws another card in there.
And I'm telling you, perfect storm is that he'd go to the Marines. Now, whatever, military's great. It's fucking... We wouldn't have the greatest country in the world if we didn't have the military. But these people are brainwashed, too. The Marines are brainwashing people, and you notice I've worked with people that have been in the Marines, and they're a different breed of people.
Well, here's what happened: they break you, right? They break everyone that goes in there. When you go through basic training, you get broke, and they need to do that to get to another point. But some people don't come back after they're broke.
Okay, true. But then I've worked with, because there's a lot of people who become electricians and plumbers that were in the military, right? And people in the Army and the Navy. I've worked with people like that. The Marines have always been a different person. Every person I can tell when I work with somebody that's been in the Marines, they're a different kind of person, right? Now you're doing the perfect storm. You got the Marines. You got a lot of religion going his head. You got drug use. You've got previous fucking mental illness. Like for him, there's
in the
like
family, yeah.
There's it's a perfect storm. It's and you got solitude. It's a perfect storm for somebody like that, and I don't know where along the way it could have been corrected. Maybe I think maybe it's more parenting, because when our parents got divorced, it was like my mom was so concerned with her life, and my dad was so concerned with his religion, right? And they were in their own worlds where we kind of just fend for ourselves. We kind of fended for, as far as like attention, for ourselves. We didn't like get that. Like I was telling my son DJ, I was like, there was a point where, I mean, I could come home and put my report card on the countertop, and I did fairly well in school. Nobody would even read it. Like, they didn't really care. Like, they cared, but they didn't. If it interrupted their happiness, like my mom would be out partying with Jim, my dad would be out in church. Like, they would leave for days at a time just to do their own thing. And it was like, well, they're fine. It was like their life was more important than our lives. And maybe that was part of the perfect storm. Like, he didn't get that attention either. And I was telling Dennis at work this, I was all, the thing what benefited me is that I had a good group of friends that I was always able to be around. Like, that was kind of like my support group, kind of. And I think we were all each other's support group. That worked out because we each have our own dysfunctionalities, right? You have yours, DG has his, Flory has his, I have mine, whatever we have. But we kind of had a support group that kind of carried us through some of those hard times.
Well, you look at it too. You take a group of 8 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
In almost without a doubt, one of those 8 people is going to fall aside, become a drug addict, have issues, this and that or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. But you take the 8 core people of the fellas,
mm-hmm.
every single one of them's made a good life for themselves, man. Every single one of them. There's not a fucking somebody living out on the streets or a fucking heroin addict.
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I mean, I think for some was more of a support group than the others. Some were just friends. Yeah. That was good. That was companions. But I think some of us were more of a support group than... There was times where I stayed at a friend's, at Flory's house.
Yeah.
I had to stay there for a while because maybe I wasn't able to be at home. There was times he came and stayed with me, right? Yeah. I seen DG's life growing up. I've seen his area, and I was like, that's kind of a fucked up scene, right? You were bouncing from different family to another family, right?
DG did too, and I think that helps you too, man. Because from my own personal point of view, dude, having lived with so many different families, I got to see different ways that I could become, or ways that I can make my life like, right?
I think we got lucky because we actually had a support group of friends sometimes that we didn't have with our family.
Well, see, that's what your brother's doing too. His the Corey Taylors, the guys he used to hang out with like that, he's alienated those kind of guys now,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just seen a group of his friends that are going on they do a yearly trip, man. They fly out to Arizona and have fucking, good 4 days of fucking around doing dude shit. And he's not involved in that stuff with them, man. But he grew up with those same group of guys, dude.
I don't know. We will never figure out mental illness, but show people compassion.
Okay, let's stick on that mental train, dude. How about mental versus physical cheating?
Mental
infidelities.
Ooh, that's a good topic. Now, Kevin, that's a good topic. Hey, Kevin.
Ramblin' Dave
coming at you from the 1140 news. We got Crazy Kev on the other line. What are we doing, Crazy Kev?
So, you were saying something about, if you're coding your phone, so other people don't understand it, or your wife,
I
your
heard
kids,
somebody at work told me that they knew another couple that female, or older people, put a cousin in front of the guy's name. And then the husband found out that...
Like Cousin Tony or something like that.
Yeah, and that found out that wait a second, you don't have a cousin that name. Well, this is actually just a friend of mine, a guy friend that I was talking to. So when you're first of all, they're being deceiving. That's strike one. Yeah. You can't be deceiving like that and expect that relationship to be, oh, okay, no problem, like normal, right? You're already deceiving for one. And then there's an argument to be said if people have not a physical relationship with the opposite sex, but a mental relationship. So, like I was talking to my daughter made a good point. She was like, there's no reason really for a guy and a girl, especially if they're married, to have someone else be texting somebody else. Like, what are you talking about? The opposite sex. Like, if you're if you're married and you're texting the opposite sex somebody that you know at work or whatever, and you're talking about your emotions, your life. Now, is that cheating? Is emotional cheating?
Okay, so like if you're going off on like I have conversations with one of my wife's friends about the Dodgers. We're both Dodger fans, right?
Yeah.
Another one is metal. Another one of her friends likes metal. Like, you know, I like metal too. So we have conversations about that. And I don't think that's a form of cheating.
No,
that's
no.
a form of friendship.
It is, because you're like.
But now if she says to me like, I'm having a bad day, you know, my old man did this, my kids are doing that. It's okay. Now that's some conversation you should be having with my wife, not with me.
Okay, but still, I don't see nothing that foul in it. It's when you don't know that guy that your wife is talking to, if you don't even know him, and they're having those conversations. Yeah. There's an issue right there, because let's say I come over here and you go to the bathroom and Michelle comes in here and says, yeah, Kevin, I'm so tired of his shit, man, whatever. I just feel like I'm just listening to a friend's wife. Yeah. Like, I don't have no problem with that. I'm saying it would be an issue if you found out that we were texting all the time, like, yeah, Kevin's doing this, and like, then we're like, Weller, what the fuck, dude? You just fucking texting my old lady? Like, is that cheating?
I think it is, man. It's a form of mental cheating, dude.
I think it is too.
The physical part, because I don't think people just say, hey, you want to fuck? Okay, let's fuck. Bang, right? It don't happen like that. Maybe I've had it happen a couple times. But usually you got to put in the groundwork. You got to fucking lay the rose petals on the bed, all that shit. And I'm talking in a mental way.
Right. Because women are mental.
You got to build this up.
Women don't cheat for physical because they want to have sex. I would say most of the time. Women cheat because they need emotional needs. Men cheat because they just want to fuck everything. Yeah. Men are dogs.
But that's what it is. You're starting out here, and then you're putting these bricks in, and then pretty soon you get to the top of pyramid where you're like, oh, well, let's fuck. All right, let's fuck.
Exactly. You're building this mental relationship to where at that point, it's going to happen.
Yeah, I think if you're lying about the person's name and all that kind of shit, that's kind of...
You're cheating.
That's cheating, dude.
And then once you do that, that relationship never recovers. I don't think it ever recovers. Dude, I think there's never trust there.
That's it. If you don't have trust, dude, you don't got shit, man. Nope. I mean, that's it. I mean, I have a couple friends of mine that are fucking, anytime we go somewhere, they can't put their phone down. They got to keep checking what their wife's doing. What's she doing? Where's she going? Oh, well, you just talked to her 10 minutes ago. Yeah, but what's she doing now?
Yeah. We were talking about that too. I mean, when you're that jealous and when it's a weakness. So this is what I was telling Sarah last night. I was like, it's a weakness. So when you're that jealous all the time, your wife looks at you like you have a weakness. Like, why am I with this person? He's weak. Like, you have to be confident, but you can't be arrogant. You know what I mean?
Dude, this is what I put it. Is like, I trust my wife until she gives me reason not to. And once she doesn't, then it's over. It ain't about fucking, oh, we're going to mend this, we're going to make it better, this and that. No, I don't fucking trust you now. Right. We can't even really be friends if I don't trust you.
Yes, exactly.
Tell me how many, I do probably have a couple friends that I don't trust, and they're still friends. But I don't trust them with, like, money or fucking drugs, stuff like that, you know what I mean?
But are they really, your interpretation of friends, are they really your friends or their acquaintances?
Yeah, friends. Yeah.
Because if I don't trust somebody, if I know somebody's shady, it's like not really. It's just somebody I know. It's not my friend. I have a different temperature. Friends are. I have a small group of friends.
Yeah.
I don't use that term loosely. Like, yeah, that's my friend. Nah, that's somebody I know.
It's not as loose as impeachment or something like that.
I don't even know.
So let's roll into something else, man. That was back-to-back minerals, dude.
But you wanted to talk. You were telling me about fat chicks.
I didn't say nothing about fat chicks.
Yes, you did, dude. What? Don't be afraid.
It ain't even on the board.
Now all of a sudden you're afraid.
Show me where it is on the board.
So are you afraid? What did you tell me earlier? Don't be afraid,
dude. No, I'm just saying, dude.
I thought you had.
This
balls.
wasn't even on the board, man. I mean,
okay, then what did you tell me earlier?
Dude, I was talking about that Lizzo chick, dude.
And what were you saying?
Like,
you were saying about how
she's trying to put it out there. Her confidence, right? Her confidence in herself, and that's good. She's a big girl. Her confidence in herself. She's trying to put it out there that she's beautiful and stuff. And I'm like, man, I don't know.
You were saying about when they get their hair done and nails done. What were you telling me?
They get their hair done pretty. They get their makeup done pretty. Big girls, dude. What?
I love it, dude. I love it. I love your backtracking. I mean, you never backtrack, and you're backtracking right now. That's fine.
Because you're coming off the hook, dude. Look, there ain't nothing on there.
It's okay. I won't make you go.
So let me ask you: you find big girls attractive?
Sure, if they have great personalities.
So if Sarah blew up. Mm-hmm. And she was like 350, you'd still find her attractive.
100%, because I love her to death.
Dude. I told my wife she's got about 6 or 7 pounds one way or the other, and that's it.
You're so fucked, dude.
No, you know what? When I met Michelle, dude, she just had Maya. She was 2 months from having a baby, so she still had all her pregnancy, baby fat, and all that kind of stuff. And it wasn't... there was some physical attraction there, but like you said, it was all mental. It was like we just kicked it. We had a good time. We made each other smile. We laughed, all that kind of shit, dude. And that's what grew into what we got going now.
Yeah, I think that my daughter was saying something about you have to be physically attracted to somebody, and that's true. But she also said that if you get to know somebody, like if you're with them all the time, you're communicating with, if they make you laugh, if they just have the common interest, like that'll gain points on, I guess, the fucking the attractive meter, right? Yeah. You gain a couple points if you can make somebody laugh, if you're funny. Like you were saying that, can fat chicks be good looking? And I was like, I think they can. I disagreed with you. You said they can't. I said they can.
Well, you just coming in making shit up, dude. See, you talk about the 10%. No, I'm not,
dude.
This
guy is in the witness protection program.
Okay, name me some big pretty girls. Name me some big ones.
Shit.
Melissa McCarthy?
No, not like, I like thick girls is good looking.
No, I'm not talking thick. Thick is my style, dude. I got the... Oh, it's on the other side. I got the big girls right there. See that? Right.
I like. But you were saying, but you said fat, but you're saying unhealthy.
Dude, I said big girls.
You didn't even say this guy politically correct. This is the fucking Mafakas where we tell the truth. Okay, we're not bullshitting. And
so you just want to come out and call them fat chicks, dude?
No, I did. I disagreed with you. No, I said that's bullshit, Fraser. And if you say it again, we're never doing this again,
dude. Fucking liar, dude.
I love it.
Everybody knows I call them big girls, so everybody already knows.
So now I
gotta
have a fucking undercover camera and fucking record.
I mean, if you want to throw fat around like it's an adjective, do it, dude. That's cool.
No, I'm saying what you said.
Well, I was talking about was that Lizzo chick, because I see her everywhere now. I still watch Epic Awesome videos on MTV. I watch all the videos and shit. Dude. Okay. And I don't know. I guess she's got some kind of cute to her or whatever, but I don't see like the media trying to push it. Like, to me, being overweight is one of the things that's an addiction, like a drug addiction, but it's a food addiction, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like they're saying it's okay. It's okay to be big like that. It's okay to be unhealthy.
No. Yeah, that's not. It's not. And there's something to
there's one girl that got a show like is My Big Fat Life or something like that. Uh-huh. And she exercises and stuff, but she still maintains she got to eat her gallon of fucking ice cream, and she loves being big, dude.
I guess it's just not healthy. It's not healthy, especially when you get older. It's not healthy. I don't know. I think guys secretly, like, just being honest, guys secretly see that when you get older, you gain weight. I gain weight. You gain weight. Your old ladies gain weight. Everybody gains weight when they get older. It's harder to fucking keep the pounds off. It definitely is, because you're not as active anymore. Your metabolism slows down. You look at your old lady and you're like, man, you could probably stand to lose a few pounds, but you can too. You could lose a few pounds too.
I mean, like, take my brother-in-law, Tito, right? Tito's been on the show a few times, also known as Brocklanders. He used to be 350, dude. 350.
And he's only like 5'5".
Yeah, he's like I think he's like 5'7", but
okay.
He's way too big for that weight. And then I think what happened was
for his size,
they told him he had borderline diabetes or something like that, right? And he was like, "Oh, fuck." Well, it took him a couple years to do it, but he lost 130 pounds, dude.
Did he lose because one of my cousins started eating different diet because he was like borderline diabetes, and said now it's gone. Now she has no trace of being having diabetes. He's
gone too. He's got the heart of a fucking Olympic athlete. The guy runs like fucking 20 marathons, 24 miles or whatever that shit is.
Did he have another kid?
No, I'm not going to go there. But what I'm saying is, there was a catalyst in his life that caused him to change his life, and he did, and he stayed there.
What was the catalyst?
That diabetes.
Okay. So do you think you can fat shame people into fucking losing weight?
See, that's another thing. Like the fat shaming thing. You know Billie English?
No.
She's another artist. She never wears anything tight or form fitting, or she's always wearing loose clothes and stuff.
Okay.
And they said because she's afraid of being fat shamed or body shamed. And I was like, this girl's got to probably be like 5'3", maybe like $120, $130 or something. Mm-hmm. And she's afraid of being body shamed.
Well, women always have that. They have that fucking self-conscious, like it's because they want to. They're always. My daughter was saying that you're always trying to one up the other girl to impress guys, and then guys make you feel like you're not good enough, and it's a constant. She said it's a constant like cycle of you have women and men who are both trying
First of all, if you got a guy that's trying to make you feel not good enough, or if you have a guy that's cutting you or putting you down,
that's what I said.
Fucking chuck him.
That's what I said.
Get on.
But I also said there is not a lot of good guys out there anymore either.
Dude, because it's so easy for them to get laid now.
That's what my wife said. She goes, well, the problem is there's so many options now. Like you go online, and then she, like my daughter said, she goes, and when it's like an open relationship or something, she goes, women don't really want that open relationship. They really want it to be, but they want to please their man. So they'll say, yeah, I'm down with it too, but then really they don't but they're afraid they're going to lose the guy. And I said, if that guy is like that, he's a fucking piece of shit. You don't need that guy.
Okay, so this leads me into something else. Like, so my daughter was getting her nails done the other day. And I said, well, how come you go Lodi? How come you're not going to golf? She goes, well, golf people don't do it right. And I said, what do you mean they don't do it right? You're paying them to do your nails, right? Mm-hmm. Tell them what you want them to do. And she's all, Dad, it doesn't work that way. I said, yes, it does. The money's coming out of your fucking pocket. Get what you want. And that's the same way with dudes. If a dude's telling you, hey, what about this open relationship? Say, fuck you.
Fuck you. Right?
If you know you don't want to be in an open relationship and this guy's saying it, then that's not the guy for you.
You got to know your worth.
Wake up. That's not the guy for you.
You got to know your worth. And I think, I know another friend of mine who's having his daughters that haven't been problems with her. He thinks the guy's a piece of shit, and everything he tells me is the guy's a piece of shit, but she won't fucking leave him. They have a kid together. It's like, at some point, move on. Like, you're young. You're going to lose your life over this fucking
person. I do have a friend. I have a friend at work. He is a predator. That's what he is.
What do you mean a predator?
Because he likes big girls. And I mean, well, he likes really big girls.
He's a predator.
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, because he'll have 2 or 3 girlfriends at a time, and they're all really big girls, right?
Mm-hmm. Or as you call them, fat.
Whatever, dude. Whatever. Again, I said big girls.
You never did that.
It's like you're dropping the N-bomb, but you're doing it with the F, dude. You want to be that guy, you calling, you are who you are, dude.
Okay.
So I asked him, I said, so what's up with this? Because the last one he just took to Costa Rica. I mean, they went down there for like a week and shit, right? And he says, she cooks good. All big girls cook good. They're big for a reason because they cook good, right? And then they'll do whatever the fuck I tell them. If I want to go anal, I'm going anal. If I want to go through the roll, he just fucking, like, he's a predator because he will fucking... He will, dude. He's that kind of guy that will shame them into doing shit that he wants them to do, or he's going to say, that's it, I'm fucking gone. And he's not a great looking guy, but he's a pretty good looking guy, you know what I mean?
So he's taking advantage of him.
He does, man. And people do that. And if you want to be a victim, the first part of being a victim is going along with something you don't want to do, man.
He's taking advantage of him.
He is, dude. He is, man.
You got to go anal. If you don't want to go anal, get the fuck out. I'll find somebody else.
Yep, that's what I'm saying.
I'll go to Weight Watchers, get a couple extra chicks.
Dude, I don't know, man. It is sad, but we'll get off that fucking. We got one more topic to close out, dude. Go ahead and pick it, dude.
What do we got? Oh, hell versus heaven.
Hell versus heaven.
You know, everybody, when somebody dies, we say, well, they're looking down on us. Like, you almost think that there's, and everybody's definition of hell is different. Yeah. Some people don't believe in hell. Some people believe in spirit worlds, whatever your belief system is. But you notice everybody always feels like, oh, they're looking down on, no matter what the guy or person or woman did, how fucked up they were. Oh, they're looking down. No, they're not. Hell is not empty. There's full of a lot of fucking people.
If you believe in heaven and hell, you gotta know there's a shitload of people in hell.
There's a shitload of them, and you know that person. But let's just say what it is. Let's just stop sugarcoating it and say, well, I think he's looking down. No, they're not. He's looking up at us.
So tell me, of the people you know that have died, who went to hell?
Ooh, man, that's a tough one. Let's see here.
Go ahead. You already told me, dude, before we started the show, dude.
Who did I say?
You want me to put the names out there?
Yeah, go ahead. I don't care.
Dude, that's fucked up. I ain't doing it.
Because I didn't say no names. I think, I can't think of people that I've known that passed away that I knew them that well. I mean, you know, I don't think little kids are going. I don't think they've had a chance to live their life to fucking even determine that.
So you're playing God?
Yeah, I'm not playing God. I'm just thinking about
like, you are a God. That's what you said. You said I am a God.
I mean, if you're a fucking if you're a fucking racist, if you're this, you're not going to heaven. Let's just get that straight the fuck out of there. You're not going to heaven. You're not a good person. You're going to hell. Accept it. This is what I say. If you're going to be that, great. Just accept your fucking outcome. I'm going to hell. I'm a racist. I'm a fucking, I hate gay people. I hate this. That's fine. You can do that. This is a free world. But you're going to hell. Just accept it.
Now, what if they're following their religion, dude? Like, right? The religion says to hate gays.
That's a false religion.
You know, to you. But to them, they're following the line. They're going to die.
They're not. They're following man-made rules. They're following.
What about the 40 virgins, dude?
It's all bullshit, dude. That's why I told my son it's all bullshit. Like,
are you serious? There's not 40 virgins. You serious?
40. How can you even fucking handle 40 girls, dude?
Dude, this is what I said. Like, there's a reason they're 40 virgins. They ain't giving it up. You get 40 virgins, but there's still 40 virgins, dude.
You know what? As far as like, you know, it's funny when you have religious people and then they're fucking talking about gays and then they're fucking having signs at the abortion clinics like God hates you and like stop. You can disagree and say I don't agree with abortion, I don't agree with homosexuality, but you can love the person. What do they say? Love the person, hate the sin.
Hate the sin or love the person.
Yeah, hate the sin, love the person, right? Yeah. So. A lot of people are hypocritical with this. Like, if you're living that lifestyle, if you're fucking hating people, if you're a fucking child molester, if you're a rapist, if you're a fucking racist, if you're going to fucking hell.
Well, if they came to and they accepted Christ before they died, then they're going to heaven.
See, I don't know if that confuses me. Now that confuses me. If they're like, you can live your whole life as a child molester, fucked up, rapist, whatever, and then at the last second on your deathbed say, I give my heart to the Lord, like all that's forgiven.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
That's the power of God, dude.
I don't like that because you should be determined on the greater portion of your life how you live, dude.
Dude, that's the way you think it is, right? But God's liberal.
I think from here on out, Jesus is. That's the true thing. If Jesus walked the earth today, he would be the Republicans would be throwing rocks at him. You're a liberal. You're empathetic. You're you want fucking illegal immigrants. Like, he would be hated on by the same people who are using his word to fucking gain political power. Like, stop with that. Jesus would be a liberal if he was walking the earth today.
See, that's how I know it ain't real.
You need to be worried about fucking stop calling people fat. That's what you need to be worried about.
I'm saying the F word came out of your mouth more times than anyone, dude.
Hey, do you think?
And believe me, there's more overweight people than there are any other race.
Especially in America, dude.
You offended so many people by calling them fat, dude.
I don't know. I shouldn't defend you, but whatever. Hey, before we go, do you think we can have your daughter come in here and give them the Twitter account and everything that we started?
Isabel! Come here!
Have them, because now the young people are starting this. What is it? It's a Twitter account.
Baby, come in here. What did you start for? Come over here.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm going to say something?
Yeah, come over here.
Okay. What do you want me to say?
Let's come over here. What did you start for us today?
Huh? Oh, I started an Instagram channel. You guys should check it out. It's called Mafakas 92.
Mafakas 92 on Instagram?
On Instagram.
And will they be able to check out on Instagram?
They can check out your description, your videos, what's all about, topics on what you guys are going to post. You guys can do live videos too and talk to the people who are following you guys, give you comments, suggestions on what to post and stuff. Yeah,
all right.
that's pretty much it. But it's like a Facebook, but like more trendy.
And Maya, you helped do that too?
Go on, Maya.
Yeah, I did.
Tell us what you did.
Go ahead.
I made the account and I put the little profile picture. And what else we did? We thought of like I don't know. We started like requesting people. Like Tito followed us.
Okay, so people can follow us on there now. We got to learn how to use it, Weller.
Yep, we're gonna start a younger base, huh? This is our younger base. This is our support group for our younger base.
This is our IT.
Guys, everybody
IT
follow
support
me
base.
Instagram.
Yeah, follow me too.
Thank you, ladies.
You're welcome.
All right, so we did have one more on there, Weller, that I wanted to hit. It was End of the World.
Go ahead.
So, it isn't just the religious people now that are saying the world's going to end. Because
it's environmentalists. It's a lot of people.
Yeah, the climate change people. So I want to go back and figure out, like, what was that guy? Not Hank Hanegrand. That's the Bible answer man. Heaven's Gate. Remember those people?
Yes.
So the world was supposed to end that night, right? Mm-hmm. And they all killed themselves in their Nikes and all that kind of shit. And then the next day they woke up, the world's still here, right?
Yeah.
How many of these fucking people do you have to have before people realize they're fucking lying, man?
Because people don't have that substance in their life. They're looking for answers, and they think they can find it in these cults. Dude, I've been, since I was a kid, I've heard we're in the end of times. Since I've been a kid,
yeah,
we are in the end of times.
The Antichrist is walking the earth right now.
We are the end of times. We are the end of times. I hear that right now. We're the end of times. We got to stop saying that. What you do is you put people off. So people who are like on the board, like let me check out your faith. Let me see. But then you start saying end of times, and that doesn't happen. People start going, that's nonsense. So, stop saying end of times. We don't know where we're at. They said the end of times during Nero Caesar. A lot of people, historians, believe that the book of Revelations was written for Nero Caesar.
Yeah.
During the times of Nero Caesar.
He was the Antichrist.
He was the Antichrist.
Yeah.
They believe that. So we're still saying that today. Stop saying we're in the end of times. The world's going to end. We don't know anything. It could end tomorrow. It could end 1,000 years from now. We don't fucking know.
Dude, all I'm saying, this really did happen a couple times. You have different periods in the world where for 1 million years the dinosaurs roamed the planet, and they were
all of a sudden everything ends right now.
That's what I'm saying. It was fucking over, and they're saying it's asteroids, they're saying it's aliens, whatever the fuck it is, a flood, whatever. It did happen, right? Mm-hmm. Look at all these old civilizations we have that they're unearthing that are like fucking 30 feet under the ground, or they're out and they're fucking a mile deep in the ocean, right? So there is some shit that happens, but man has nothing at all to do with that.
No.
Your thought process, you're driving a fucking Cadillac Escalade instead of a Prius, that shit ain't gonna do it, man. And I'm fucking sick and tired of all these fucking promises you hear, whether it's political or whether it's for fucking, like you said, environmental gain or religious gain or whatever. If you got a promise the world's gonna end in 12 years and it doesn't end, then fucking those people need to be called out. And they're not being called out, dude.
No.
That's what I'm saying. They're not getting called out. There's nothing. There's still people following them. I don't know if it's Jimmy Faye Baker or fucking whoever it is promise you that the world's going to end and it doesn't. Then fucking call that motherfucker out, dude. Well, don't keep following them. If somebody flat out lied to me, right? How am I going to trust them after they lied to me about something?
I'm not following none of that bullshit anyways, dude. Not fucking Amway, not fucking spiritual leader. I'm not following none of that shit anyways. Like, I just feel like people are just lost sometimes and they're looking for something to fucking, to fill their void in their life. But
so what you're saying is you'll see me in hell. Me and you'll be in hell together.
Not me, you will, but because you call people fat. But
no, dude. You dropped the F-bomb again, dude.
Hey, I want to leave us on a Jason Weller post. Can I leave us on a Jason Weller post?
Poetry by Jason Weller.
To our solar community. I don't know what that means. I am recognizing that the panels in the commercial situation get dusty and grimy fairly quickly. We all know to hand wash them every day. Not going to pay. There must be some type of spray or chemical that removes the grime and does not after the panel. I have experimented with this. In it, there is a lot of money. If you can see the result of the cleaning of the panel every day, get your money. Son, don't forget about Mr. Weller. A dirty panel cuts the energy intake to half.
That makes sense. That's one of his most senseful fucking I've heard, dude. That was a bad one for you to throw out there, dude. Because if I have a solar panel, I'm going to go clean that bitch today. He's good, dude.
All right.
Well, check us out on Instagram now, right? That's what we got, Instagram account.
What was it called?
Mafakas92.
Mafakas92 on Instagram.
Yeah, tear it up.
All
We'll
right.
see you next week. You know what we should do after this? Sit there and write like we're doing notes or something like they do on the news.